time for Act 3 and things are starting to heat up. The prince actually shows up, they bring him into London, Richard is there to greet him, and this kid is a smartass. He basically counters everything Richard says with little witty responses of his own, and it's pretty annoying if you like Richard, which I do. But at the same time, he's a kid, so you kind of let it go. Hastings comes in and says, "Hey, Elizabeth has taken sanctuary in the Abbey." Buckingham gets annoyed, tells the cardinal to go grab that kid from Elizabeth. He's a kid, what the hell does he know about sanctuary? And to take the child and put him in the tower with his brother, the newly arrived prince. The cardinal's pretty hesitant to agree, but he does. Those kids are thrown in the tower. Richard and Buckingham meanwhile ask Catesby, who as we said is another nobleman, what he thinks about Hastings and Stanley. Are they going to be on Richard's side, or are they more on, not Richard's side? Catesby says Stanley will probably be on Richard's side, but Hastings might need a little convincing, so he goes off to talk to him. Richard and Buckingham agree to hold council the next day, and, it's mostly for scheming purposes, but they pretend that it's about talking about the coronation date for the prince. Buckingham goes, Richard, what do we do if Hastings refuses? Richard's like, oh my god, whatever, we'll just cut his head off, it doesn't matter. Richard's in a really good mood, he calls Buckingham his best friend essentially, and promises him the title of Earl once he becomes king. The next morning, Hastings makes his feelings known. He is so not on Richard's side. Stanley, meanwhile, has had a really bad dream about getting attacked by a boar. Richard's coat of arms. A boar. Symbolism. Hastings is like, whatever, everything will be okay. Meanwhile, Rivers and Grace, who were taken to Pomfret to get killed, die. Another one of Margaret's curses have come true. Richard holds a council. He creates a huge ruckus, claims that his withered arm, which was withered since birth, has only become so withered because Elizabeth has cast a spell on him, which is obviously complete bullshit. He's just trying to get people to stand against her. Hastings is pretty reluctant to agree to this because that's weird, and he was like, okay, and Richard's like, what, whatever, forget you, Hastings, and he has them executed. Richard asks Buckingham to talk to the Londoners and tells him to spread rumors that Edward's two sons are illegitimate, giving Richard a super strong claim to the throne.